Hi, this is Laura with Leveled Up Experiences, and today we're going to talk about the champion mindset. The champion mindset is something we use to achieve, to succeed, to accomplish, to develop, to grow. The champion mindset is tried and true. It is a repeatable process that you can utilize in any arena, in any part of your life, where you are trying to go after something particularly difficult, something that is going to be a struggle for you to achieve. Because if it's easy for you to achieve, you probably don't need the champion mindset. You don't need to go through all these exercises and steps to get what you want. But if it's hard, if it's difficult, if it's just out of reach, if you're not even sure if it's possible and you're going to go for it anyway, let's invoke the champion mindset. So, first of all, I have this quote that I love. If you desire to be the best, you have to think, act, practice, sacrifice, dream, train, and persist like the best. So think about your role models. You might have role models in your personal life, people you actually know and spend time with. Well, let's hope you do. You might have role models who are famous. They're athletes, they're actors, they're singers, they are women in business, but they motivate you and you're just in line with their belief systems and the way they operate. So they are your role models, right? So think about that, because these people, if they're achieving great things, are probably adopting that think, act, practice, sacrifice, dream, train, persist mentality. The champion mindset is addictive. It's very addictive, and the outcomes are powerful. Once you achieve something through this process, and you're like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm floating. I feel like I'm just on top of the world. You're going to want that feeling again and again, kind of like a drug. You get addicted to that feeling. Here is something to think about: the amateur versus the champion. When you think about this, it's such an easy choice. It's such an easy choice that why don't more people make that choice? When I owned Team Lipstick in New York City, all-female triathlon team, and women would say, I just want to finish the race, I would say, no. You need to add to that sentence. I just want to finish the race and beat my time from the last one, or have the best, strongest bike ride I've ever had, or have less nervousness. You need more of a goal than I just want to finish. Because the truth is, if you train, all of the women on Team Lipstick trained, they went through our 12-week program and then did their race. If you train, if you prepare, then you don't want to just make it to the finish line. You want to get to the start line. And once you get to the start line, the finish line is a given. No one's going to be in the middle and quit unless you have some kind of unsuspected accident and you get injured. But otherwise, if you showed up to the start line, you prepared, you practiced, you know what's going to happen. So, amateur, champion. The amateur feels anxiety. The champion feels excitement. The amateur feels disorganized. The champion feels prepared. The amateur feels unsure. The champion feels practiced and memorized. The amateur is apprehensive and very external, very focused on things that are out of their control. The champion is in the moment. The amateur is hoping to get lucky. It's like this: shake, shake, throw, and just hope. I'm going to shake it, I'm going to throw it, and let's hope it works. Whereas the champion has a reputable and repeatable process. They have done the exact steps over and over so that when it is time, when the gun goes off, they're just going to enter into this amazing flow state. So which one sounds better to you? I think it's an easy choice, right? You want to act like the champion. You want to train and persist and sacrifice and struggle like the champion. When we had Team Lipstick, I asked a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist to come in and do a chat with these ladies who were doing their first race ever. And he said, think about how many people are going to be in the race with you next week. How many are there? And the ladies said, oh, 3,000. Okay, now how many of them are going to win? And the answer is 2. So 2,998 people are not winning. So they're not in it exactly for that reason. Competition doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. It could mean you're going to test your limits. You're going to try. You're going to learn. You're going to grow. So if there's 3,000 people in the race and one man and one woman are going to win, everyone else is still going to walk away with a lot. Maybe not the biggest trophy, but a lot. So here are some steps we can take to have the champion mindset working for us. Number 1, you have to have goals. You have to have goals. You can't just wait and see what happens or hope that someone rings your bell. Have goals. When you have a goal, often you're going to be competing against others who have the same goal. But competition, again, doesn't mean winning. It means preparation and process. But the more things you go after, the more things you're going to achieve. You'll never win them all, but you'll practice, you'll learn, and you will achieve some of them. And why wouldn't you go after 7 really difficult things? If you know for sure 2 of them are going to happen, wouldn't you go after them? You don't know which 2 are going to happen. You just know if I go after these 7 things, 2 of them are going to happen, guaranteed. So first of all, you pick 7 fantastic things to go after, 7 grand things to go after, and you know 2 of them are going to happen. So you're going to have 5 failures. That's okay. You need to figure out a way to deal with emotional aspects along the way. Self-doubt, fear of failure, nervousness, embarrassment. I mean, embarrassment is so silly. I mean, to me, it's like nobody is thinking of you the way you're thinking of you. And other champions will respect you for trying. They don't care if you actually succeed. When they see you trying, they're going to cheer you on. So no one is that focused on you that you have to feel so embarrassed. And on top of that, we are all just human. So everyone goes through the same. Even if you think they don't, the top of the food chain gets embarrassed. Having goals means that you're putting money in the bank, right? We're going to put money in the bank by having these goals. We're going to set the stage for success. Champions set the stage for success. So first thing, have goals. I would pause the video here and write down some goals. Just brainstorm, just brain dump. Maybe you'll get 5 goals written down. Maybe you'll get 3, 10. Maybe you'll struggle to get 1. If you do struggle, then that's a whole other story and something we have to think about and talk about on a separate occasion. But this is a good point in the lecture to pause and write down your goals. Moving on. Number 2, go after the hard stuff. The champion mindset means that you choose the more difficult option, the one that scares you. Most people won't do this. Here's the good news. Most people won't do it. So when you go for the more difficult one, which is usually the better one, right? Let's face it. Not as many people are going to go after that. So your competition is going to be less and your probability is going to be more. We know that when we go after the hard stuff, that we grow the most, that we expand, we improve, we enhance. Don't choose easy every time. Of course, once in a while, you want to choose something easy just so you can get a little win and feel good, go for it. Because not everything should be an uphill battle. But hard makes you strong, makes you not see barriers and obstacles. Right now, I'd like you to think about this, and you can write this down as well. Have you ever participated in any kind of competition? It could have been in school, or it could have been a sport, or it could have been at work. How did it feel to win? So write that down. How did it feel to win? Did you feel confident? Did you feel on top of the world? Did you feel good in your own skin? Happy to be you? Wouldn't want to be anybody else? I'm the greatest. That's how I felt when I did my first triathlon. I crossed that finish line and I thought two things. One, that was easy. I swear, if I ever write that book on training for your first triathlon, there's going to be a whole chapter on how easy it is. It's actually physically very easy. So that was my first thought. That was easy. My second thought was, oh my goodness, I feel like a rock star. Like I'm a triathlete. I am a triathlete. And I thought more women need to do this. And that is how Team Lipstick was born. Number 3, you're going to develop a plan. You have to have a plan. You can't have a goal without a plan. So if you want to run a 5K, you're going to have to train for 3 months or however long it takes you to do that. If you want to get a raise at work, you're going to have to prove yourself. If you want to become friends with someone who's not your friend right now, you have to work on the skills that it takes to open doors and meet new people. So you need to write down the steps for your plan. Maybe you want to train your body. Leveled Up Experiences is all about physical fitness first. Because if you wake up in the morning and you do 50 squats, 50 lunges, 50 push-ups, 50 jumping jacks, you jump up and down a little, you stretch, you do a little breathing and just make your body feel good, it's going to lighten up the body. All the little lights inside are going to turn on, pop, 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 like little stars. They're going to begin to shine. And the rest of your day is going to be magnificent. So train your body. This is part of your plan. It's going to give you confidence. It's going to make you feel strong and capable. Then you need to ask for help. Champions know that you cannot do it alone. You need help. Even if it's just you need a cheerleader to tell you you got this, but ask for help. Improve your skills. So think about what it is you want. If you want to teach something in a school, if you want to take the olives out of your tree and make olive oil out of them, you're going to have to learn those skills. So improve your skills. Now, this is something that I think a lot of women forget. Use the skills you already have. You're very good at a lot of things. And if you don't think so, then you need to participate in more leveled up experiences so that you know what you're good at. I can rock it out here, 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 and here because I got this. I've done this a million times. Group fitness classes. I've taught more than 15,000. That's wild, right? Group fitness classes in my life. It's crazy. I'm very good at that. So use the skills you already have. Here's a good place to pause the video. Make a list of the shit you're good at. I'm good at A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Maybe, again, you're going to be brain dumping and you're going to write down 50 things. Maybe you're going to come up with 3. If you can't write down anything, you're in trouble. All right. Learn to lose. That's number 4. Learn to lose. How are you going to learn to lose? Well, first of all, you should practice losing. Be willing to lose and then just show up anyway. Just keep showing up and keep showing up and keep showing up and let yourself win and lose and lose and win. Those losses are going to make you just as strong as the wins. And if you don't think so, I mean, trust me, try it. Learn to lose. Losing is just a detour to getting back in the game. So you lose, boom, and you just get right back in the game. You lose, boom, you get right back in the game. Learning to lose means you are willing to try regardless. And that's all you need. That's really all you need. I always say, I can't work with a woman who won't even step up to the line, step up to the plate and try to hit the ball out of the park. If you're not even going to try, I can't work with that. But you're willing to try, piece of cake. So learn to lose. I can tell you a personal story about a breakup I had years ago, and it was devastating to me. And I decided that I was going to beg this person to not give up on us, not once, but twice. So I showed up, knocked on the door and said, please don't give up on us. Cry, cry, cry. He said, I'm out. I went home. I waited a couple of weeks. I went back, knocked on the door. Please, please, please. And like, okay, you think, why would you do that, Laura? Why would you beg someone to like want you who doesn't want you, right? Well, I believed in it. And I thought that he just couldn't get out of his own way. And I tried. And to this day, I'm so happy that I did, because otherwise I would wonder, what if I didn't try? So I'm telling you, it's empowering. And it also led to me coming to Mallorca for the first time, which is where I now live. Number 5, every effort matters. I mentioned earlier, money in the bank. Every effort matters. So if you want to, I'm going to use the 5K again. You want to run a 5K, but you're going to start with a 1-mile walk, money in the bank. It's money in the bank. And you should be so excited to do it. Oh my gosh. I'm not like a Arnold Schwarzenegger follower, but he said this and I was like, yeah, like some people are at the gym and they're just like getting it done. They're like, oh, I got to do this. I got to get strong. I got to like look good. I got whatever. I just not like thrilled. And he was like, oh, I can't wait to do 10 more reps. Well, I can't wait to do the next set, because he knew that every set and every rep was a step up, and he was getting closer and closer to his goal. He was putting money in the bank. Okay, so now we're going to move on a little bit to why winners win, why champions achieve. One, they display confidence. So act as if until it is. You might have heard that before, but you can display confidence, even if you don't feel confidence, by walking tall, puffing up your chest a little bit, having a little swagger when you walk. My favorite walk, by the way, Kevin Bacon. I tried to find a video of it. There's no video of it, but I've seen him walk in so many of his movies. And I'm like, he just has this strut and it's so great. So the way you walk, the way you carry yourself, the chin up, you know, smiling at people, because first of all, I'm going to tell you, this is a two-way street. So you smile at someone, it's like, I'm happy to be me. How are you doing? Right? Like it invokes this great feeling. But the other thing, if they smile back, this might be someone you want to connect to, because a lot of people look at you like you're crazy. But the people who are like, hey, you know, like those are the people, those are the champions. So I remember, and this is again in the world of triathlon, since I spent 10 years there, I have a lot of stories, but this guy, he was he was a professional, so he was in the professional division, but he would walk into transition at 5 a.m. and start telling everybody, y'all are going down today. He's like, I'm on my game today. And he would just like exude all this pompous, bravery and attitude. And I thought he was fantastic. How could you get upset about that? Really, that was his process. That was how he psyched himself up. You can see Rafa Nadal, the tennis player, before he plays, he's jumping around like a nut job. He really is. Like before he hits that first ball, he's jumping around. You can't show weakness. You got to show strength. So, I mean, some people thought that dude was arrogant. I thought he was funny. All right, I have a secret for you. There is a little secret to winning. You ready? You can write this down too. You have to want it more than the next person. You have to want it more. If you want it more, it's yours. 10 people show up for a job interview. The person who wants it the most is probably going to get it. When you want it more, you will be willing to do what it takes to get it. You'll be willing to do what it takes and then some. You'll be willing to get uncomfortable, to struggle, to do things you don't like to do, to get out of your comfort zone. Think about this. If 20 people start out on a crazy, difficult journey, so difficult, I don't even know what it would look like, but there's snow everywhere and it's like a tundra and it's freezing cold and you have to go up and down these mountains and it's just so difficult and you have to do this for a month. Do you think there's going to be 20 people at the end of the month? No way. No way. It's kind of like what I said before. Most people won't do the hardest thing. So the little secret to winning is you have to want it more than the next person. I never forgot years ago, I did go on a job interview and I didn't get the job. And my girlfriend said, go back in his office, tell him that he has to give you the job. And I was like, I don't think it works that way. And she's like, yeah, you just go. And I'm thinking, fine, what do I have to lose? I already lost. I'll lose a second time. So I went in and I was like, I don't understand. I am qualified for this position. I am the best person for this. Who did you even hire? I don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. And the next day he came to my office and said, it's yours because you wanted it the most. And I think you're going to do the best job. I think you're going to be the best candidate because of what you showed me. Now, not for nothing, I lost a million other things. The other day I was thinking about how many jobs I've been fired from. A lot. I don't care. Every time I got fired, it was like a great thing because what happened after that was a great thing. So champions, they don't try to win at everything. They're selective. They choose the things they want the most, the things they're passionate about. You don't try to win everything. It's not like, oh, I'm a champion, I can never lose. No, I'm going to put my giant effort into the things I really, really want. And then the things I really don't want, I'm going to let you have them because I don't really, really want them. I'm going to be selective. Champions put pressure on themselves. It's really hard to mimic the elements that exist in competition when you're just training or practicing. You have to actually compete to feel that pressure. You have to show up. So get good at getting uncomfortable by putting pressure on yourself. Okay, think about this. How does it feel to get uncomfortable and test your limits? Think of some adjectives. How does it feel to test your limits? Empowering. You might be thinking some negative words. That's okay, as long as you have some positive ones in there. But by testing your limits, you expand your treasure box of tools And when you're faced with difficulties in life, you're just like, oh, I have a tool for that. I've done that before. I did that 6 times. I remember. And you just solve the problem. So testing your limits is a really good thing. And winning is attractive. It's a very attractive situation. You get to have champagne, you know, losers, you know, they get something out of it. They learn something, but they're not drinking champagne to celebrate their loss. So winning is attractive. When you're a champion, it means that you love to learn. Losers might get defensive and avoid feedback, but champions, they're more likely to discuss their mistakes and accept your feedback because they're willing to change in order to grow. Championship is found in the mastery of the details. So all of this stuff that I'm talking about today, these are the details. Master them. Just a couple more notes. Champions have respect for anyone who tries. I want you to really remember that because I want you to try. I want you to show up. You will be cheered on for trying. Champions know they can't do it alone. So I want you to reach out to your community or to me or to our community because your community knows you can't do it alone because they know they can't do it alone. Help each other, support each other. And just to review, have goals, go after the hard stuff, develop a plan, learn to lose, and put money in the bank. Every effort matters, every single effort. Okay, that's it. That's your champion mindset. Now I want you to go put on your favorite song. Dun, 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 and rock it out. All right, chicas, leveled up experiences means that life is here, but we want to live here. So I hope you do.